Hey y'all, how you doing today? I wanted to share more with you what I would like to share on this channel in the future. And I'm wishing that I had started it sooner, because in the spring when the pandemic came to our shores, I thought now's the time to try to do everything that I can to minimize our household's regular exposure to the public. So I put in some new garden beds out in the front yard, and I've been really hesitant to do that. I've been thinking about it for a few years now, but there was a couple things holding me back. But I thought, well, I got to use whatever space that I can. So I was afraid maybe it was going to be too shady, because there's this big huge tree. Let's see if you can see it. This big huge tree here that throws a lot of shade into my front yard. Well, into both my front and backyard. So I was afraid that that garden wasn't going to get enough sun, but it turns out that in the summer months the sun is high enough in the sky that it doesn't, that tree doesn't end up shading the front yard. So it worked out really well. I'm not necessarily going to be able to get a fall garden out of it, because now it's all in complete shade, for most of the day. So, but I got lots of food out of it this summer. It was awesome. I decided now was the time to go for it and expand wherever I have space. And, so I put in these beds, and I loaded them to the hilt with starts and with seeds, and I had a great garden this year. It was really amazing. And the best part about it is that every day that I've been outdoors or out in the garden, which is pretty much, I have spent every day from sunup to sundown, at least while it was still warm out. Every day that I would spend out there, people would walk by and would tell me that they enjoy watching the garden grow. And I'm just starting to clean it out for the season, but there's a few things that I'm waiting on to see if they're gonna produce anything before the freeze. So I have some potatoes and what else? Some carrots that I'm waiting on, because every time I go to pick them, they're really tiny, and they're not fat either. So at least if they were fat, that would be a little better. But other things that I would love to share with y'all are, more cooking ideas. I'm currently working on making a slow cooker chili video. I just need to finish up the editing on that. I want to show you what else? Dehydrating some pork. We had some pork that was some pulled pork that was in the freezer, and unfortunately it got taken out by mistake, and so I need to use that up. I'm eager to do a painting. I'm trying to sort through what image I might want to paint, because I have to really like it if I'm gonna spend that much time working on it and staring at it and putting love into it. So I'm considering flamenco, an image of a flamenco dancer, because the music's always spoken to me, and I just the other day I started looking up flamenco lessons, dance lessons on YouTube, and I found a few that are really great. The kittens, there's not a lot of activity with them right now. With the change in the weather, they're sleeping a lot. So unless you want to see, which maybe you do want to see, videos of sleeping kittens, let me know, and that can be arranged. Because there's two kittens and mama, and there's a lot of sleeping going on. But they're not like little kittens anymore. Although I did come across the videos of their births. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I can see about putting together a video of the kittens being born. I'm doing these projects because I need something uplifting to do, and there's a lot of days that are strung together at home. So, it's important to be creative, and so I'm, I'm, I make lists of things that I want to get done, so that during this time I can focus. I can look at that list and I can choose the things that seem doable that day. Um, there's of course always an item or two that uh, the day rarely comes when I want to do certain projects, but you know then one day I'll wake up and have a lot of energy, and maybe that's the day that I'm ready to take on a bigger project. So so lists work for me, and I'm a really visual person. So they're reminders. I'll find my list sitting on the table, and then it'll remind me. Oh, right, yeah, there are things that I did want to do, because if I don't make those lists, then I'll have my moments of being like, what should I do now? And nothing really seems like the right thing. So having a list helps me to have options and reminders. Um, so staying focused and being productive, in a way that's meaningful for me and for our household. Whether it's taking care of food or sanitation, or cultivating joy by being creative. I've started all kinds of projects this summer. Not all of them are done, but I'm trying to turn a big spool that I found at Home Depot that was free. It used to have probably big cables, probably had big cable wires on it, electrical wiring on it. That I am using for an outdoor table, and I'd like to mosaic it, but I haven't quite figured out what's the right top for it, because I tried it with clay, and and of course the clay dried out and it all broke apart. So I've been cleaning out the garden, getting it ready for the winter. I want to relocate one of the beds, or redistribute it actually, because I built this one up taller than the others. I didn't give it enough structural integrity, so it's been threatening to buckle ever since I put dirt in it. So I got through this growing season, and as soon as the potatoes are done, I'm going to pull that all up and redistribute the dirt to a couple of the other beds to build those up higher. But of course, I'm going to give them better structural integrity before I do that, so that I don't recreate the same problem. I'll be able to, at some point, rebuild that bed, and I'd like to even expand more. I'd like to get rid of most of my grass and just have garden space. What do you want, huh? During these times of staying home in order to stay safe, it's important to reach out to our friends and family and let them know that we're thinking about them. So pick up the phone and give them a call, send them an email. Even better, write them a letter. Let them know that you're thinking about them and you're unwilling to invest the time to reach out and let them know how much they mean to you. It's important that we stay connected and let each other know how much we mean to one another. As I've said before, I'm doing this to cultivate joy in my life and to fan my inner flame. I wish you well, and I hope you stay healthy and safe.